Hey, Reviews and Dunn. Who's giving you a dose this week?
It's still 2026. You're still making music. I understand you have a new artist you're working with. What can you tell us about her?
Oh, well, yeah. I have a label. It's called Kollective Records. I'm working with, I have a rapper. She's from the South. She's from Mississippi. Her name is Muscadine Wine. And she is just an amazing, creative young lady. As a writer, she styles her own records. I just pretty much go, here's a track, vibe to these tracks. And she can pretty much put that record together. Just a gifted writer, lyricist, rapper. And we just put out our first record titled Immediately. And it's through Virgin Records distribution. And I just think she's going to do just so well. Her vibe, she's easygoing. I think the masses will really take to her. She's not, she ain't going to try to punch you in the face and all that and drink this and drink that. She's, she drinks her muscadine wine. But other than that, she's just a very easygoing, creative lady who just wants to put out good music and have a good time. I love working with her.
Cool. Looking forward to that.
Yes.
All right. So before I let you go, I got to hit you with a couple surprise zinger questions.
Okay.
Not hard, but just some fun, dope questions.
Okay.
All right. So it's 1984. So let's go back in time to 84.
Okay.
And it's the radio station, and they call in with a trivia question. And the prize is tickets to either the Victory Tour or the Purple Rain Tour. You answer the question right, and they tell you to pick your prize. What show are you going to for your prize?
Let me tell you, I'm a big Stevie Wonder fan. I'm the biggest Stevie Wonder fan on earth. He's a genius. After his genius is Prince. And to be able to hear or see, because I've never been to a Prince show, to see one man who created all that music, that everything you hear, he created it. And now he's playing it in front of you with his band. That is amazing. That's got to be amazing. Big Michael Jackson fan here also. I studied Quincy Jones production. Loved the man, met the man, obviously, Quincy Jones, warm man. To hear what he produced and didn't even have to play it. He was able to direct from beginning to end, the mix, everything. Those Michael Jackson records are gold. Not just we all love Michael. Yesterday was his passing, the anniversary of his passing. Quincy's genius to be able to set these records up for Michael to do what he did is maybe second to none. Writing, all the people involved with the writing and everything, Greg Fillinganes and on piano, all that. But I gotta admit, hope I don't lose any fans. To see someone like Prince, who's just a genius, just entertaining like there's nobody in the stands. He's just rocking. And that's the vibe I've always gotten from if I ever went to a Prince. He would do that in front of one person, let alone 30,000. And he'd give you the same show. And he created all that, everything you're hearing. So I would have to say, I would be exhausted after watching a Prince show. I would have to go to see Prince, yes.
Cool. Yeah, I agree. All right. So this next question, just it's always my hot take. So you can just say agree or disagree. You don't have to go into depth. We're
Okay.
gonna kind of stay in the 80s of Michael and Prince. So numerous interviewees have heard me say this. My frat brothers, my mom, my wife, my son, and I stand by it 10 toes up.
Okay.
The one song that stops Thriller from being a perfect album is "The Girl Is Mine." Now, I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Where it's set on the album, it's right after "Baby Be Mine" and right before Thriller, if I'm not mistaken. Cohesively, I don't think it flows that well, and I think some of the outtakes are way better than "The Girl Is Mine" as a song. So agree or disagree?
Oh, wow. You're asking the wrong person. I'm a big Beatles fan. So Paul McCartney is like, he's on the level with Stevie. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. You know, and Michael, I could imagine he's not going to play second fiddle to nobody, but he's got to now kind of roll it back a little bit and let, Paul McCartney do his thing. I think if you're listening to it, especially if you're listening to it on a CD, it's a big difference. Listen to it on a CD and an album where you're running right through. I see where you're coming from. I'm not going to say it doesn't make it a perfect album because I really think that's a perfect album. Now, guess what? I think Off the Wall was a better album.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I think that record, it kind of changes the flow a little bit. I do see what you're saying there. Yes.
Yeah, and again, like I tell people, it's no shade to that song, and I understand from a marketing standpoint. I understand why he did it, how he did it, but just like where it's at on the album, it throws it off for me.
I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm.
Again, some of the outtakes I think are a whole lot better than that song. Just like, from a vocal standpoint, production-wise, it's there. But I mean, just like songs in the Key of Life, Thriller is the blueprint every artist should study in terms of marketing and how to, have different genres on one album and still not dilute your core fan base.
Yes, I agree.
All right, so this final question is another bit of a hard one. So as we all know, the late great Andre Harrell passed in 2016, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And there was news of the Uptown Records getting a miniseries on BET. So I'm sure you would have been involved in that to a degree. So, what young black actor would you like to see play you in the Uptown Records story?
Wow. Now I'm a laid back dude. So what young? I mean, he got to be young, but Derek, this is a hard one. I don't know. No, see, he's not young enough. But I need a young dude. You might have to help me with this. A young buck who's creative, always in deep thought. I don't know.
I'll help you out.
Young from he's a little tall from Blackish. He's got a vibe. Junior from Blackish. I don't know. I don't know. But that would be a good question. Yes.
So I think now, just like in talking to you and just like off the cups right now, I could see Miles Canton from Sinners possibly pulling you off in that 80s vibe.
Okay.
He knows how to write, knows how to sing. If we were going with Blackish, I'm probably the younger son. Because he's the right age to pull you off. So hopefully we get that story at some point. Because I mean, drama and all that stuff aside, I mean, Uptown, just from the outside looking in, I mean, there's a hell of a story there. A hell of a story there.
That legacy
Andre actually accomplished, and even not to get salacious, but even stuff with with Sean Combs, like,
Sure.
and Jodeci and Father MC and Mary, like, it's enough story there. While I love biopics and everything, I feel like it's enough story there for like a limited 13 episode series.
For sure.
There is a ton of stuff that happened that folks don't even recall on Uptown. I mean, even throwing in, I'm gonna throw this out there as a music head, Jeff Redd, his contribution.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
it's a ton of stuff that that Uptown can dive into. Hell, even going back to Strictly Business and how the only really New Jack Swing movie besides New Jack City, like, it's a whole story there with,
it really is.
With Uptown, and hell, the stuff on New York Undercover, like what Andre did with that. So I'm just throwing stuff out there.
There were, unfortunately, before Andre passed away, there were talks and there were meetings, and I actually sat in on a meeting on gathering information, getting the story ready. And then unfortunately, the timing was bad, and Andre passed away. There's a lot to say there. We've all seen a lot. I was there from the beginning. So much love between the artists and producers and the staff. And we all grew together. People aren't, we were so young. As I said, from the office people to the creators. So we went through young people stuff, and a lot of stuff that we didn't hear about, in the media. And when those stories come out, it's good and some interesting ones, I think we need to hear those stories and have it done well.
It's not even about the I just think with Uptown, because you're not focusing on like one specific artist. Again, I think the best way to do it would be like a 13 episode series, because there's so much there. To my heart again. So I had a chance to interview the gentleman that wrote the New Edition story and the Bobby Brown story. Mm-hmm. He was saying how with New Edition he had enough story for like 5 nights, and the original plan was, what they wanted to do was have it kind of be like Roots. I mean, a week-long thing.
Yes.
And they're going like deep in the story, because the movie, it hit a lot. But, I'm a New Edition diehard fan, so there was a lot of stuff that, not even necessarily like, salacious, just stories that happened that could have, like, really, fans could really see, like, yo, this really happened. Like, I think a big one that a lot of folks don't know about is, shout out to my man Bibb, but, Bibb's car accident in 96, right before the tour happened, where he almost lost his life. But
sure.
Yeah, he bounced back. Them signing with Bad Boy. The way Johnny actually came into the group. Another one that I remember reading about years ago, but like some of the songs on the Chronic were actually presented to BBD first.
Interesting.
Label and Bass and that. So it's just a whole another like story. So shout out to New Edition and the Any Biopic. All right, sir. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to chop it up with me, man, giving us this history lesson. It was a whole vibe. I hope you had a good time. But where can fans find you on social media, and where can they follow your label and your artists?
Okay. I got Kollective Records Entertainment, or ENT. It's Kollective with a K and Records ending in a Z. That's the website. I have an email address they can hit me at. I think it connects to my Instagram at kyle.west at collectiverecordsent.com.
Cool. All right, folks. Well, once again, thank you, sir. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Until next time, Dunn out.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Hi, this is Rihanna.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
You're rocking with the best. It's Reviews and Dunn.